Hello, welcome to Yoga Fundamentals 1 with Annie. You're going to need a bolster, 2 blocks, and a strap, and we're going to start right now. So go ahead and lay down. Welcome. It's Friday. It's almost summer. We're going to do some yoga, asanas. Take a big full body stretch. Extend your legs out on your mat. Reach your arms up overhead. Inhale. Stretching, point your toes. All right. Moving your arms out like a T. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. Start to windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And you can make your windshield wipers big or small. Taking your knees towards the ceiling, heel toe your feet to the edges of your mat. And then drop your knees to the left. You're going to use your right foot to push into your mat to lift your right hip up a little bit further and over so that you get a stretch through your right hip flexor and your quad. So the hip flexor is like the front, like where your hip bends when you like sit down. So you're pressing your foot into the floor to push your butt up higher away from the floor and stretching the front of the leg. And then we'll switch sides. Take your knees over to the right, push your left foot into the floor. So you get a stretch through your left hip flexor and quad. Maybe you feel nothing. And then roll back to center. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Cross your ankles. Squeeze your knees in. Rock a little side to side. Holding on to your knees, taking your knees in little circles around, clockwise a few times, paying special attention to your low back and your sacrum and how it feels as you roll over it, and then switching directions. Placing your feet flat onto the floor. Relax your arms wherever. Relax your face. Take a full inhale. And exhale. Notice as you breathe deeply if your belly is lifting or not, if your rib cage is expanding or not. It doesn't matter. I just want you to pay attention. Taking a deeper inhale. Changing your focus now to your body on your mat. Notice your feet on the floor and your sacrum on the floor. Notice how far away your low back is from the floor. Is it a little bit or a lot? Your rib cage, your shoulder blades pressing into the mat. Your arms. Notice if your hands are turned up or down. And if any of your fingers are touching each other. Changing your focus now to the sounds in the room and outside of the room. Move past the easy loud sounds to the more subtle sounds like the clock ticking and the fans and the hum of the water cooler. Coming back to your breath. Lengthen it again. Keeping your jaw soft, separate your teeth if they're touching, but keeping your lips sealed. Extending your right leg up towards the ceiling. Straighten your knee. Move your foot around, your ankle around in big circles. Stretching your lower leg, maybe your hamstring, inner and outer ankle, calf and shin, top of your foot. Keep breathing as you do this. Relax your shoulders. Flexing your foot, pressing your heel up towards the ceiling, and then crossing that right ankle bone over your left quad. Without lifting your left foot quite yet, place your hands onto your sides with your middle finger touching your hip points and your thumb touching a low rib. And then I want you to decide if your right side and your left side are in equal distance from each other. So if your right hip is lower, the right hand will be wider, your finger and thumb apart from each other, and your left side will be closer together. So adjust your hips so they're the same distance apart. Keeping your right ankle flexed, your toes pulled back towards your shin. Take an inhale. And then tighten your stomach muscles and bring your left knee in towards your chest, keeping your arms relaxed. And you can bring your arms down by your sides. Take one more full inhale. And exhale, put that left foot on the floor. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling. Take it down to the mat, straight and relaxed. Bring your left knee in toward your chest. Interlace your fingers around your shin. Pull that left knee toward your left armpit. Point your right toes and slide your right leg out to the right, maybe off your mat, your heel off your mat, maybe not. So you're pulling your left knee toward your left armpit and your right heel is sliding out to the right. Another deep inhale. And bring it all back to the midline, exhale. Guide your left knee over to the right side, maybe to the floor, rolling over. Use your right hand to press that left knee down. Sweep your left arm to the ceiling and then open out like a T towards the floor. It may touch, it may not. It's just going to hang over there if it's not touching. Turn your nose to the ceiling or to the left. Take some deep inhales and exhales. Separate your fingers, open your palm. Take another full inhale. And exhale, roll onto your back. Put your feet on the floor, knees bent. Adjust your hips so they're in the middle of your mat. And then windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Come to center. Take a second here, a moment, to find your anchor. Breath, touch, or sound. Extending your left leg up. Reach your toes up for the ceiling. Straighten your knee. To extend the knee means to straighten it. Flexing the knee is to bend it. So extend your knee. Moving your ankle around, your foot around in circles, big slow circles. Noticing if this side is different than the other in terms of stretching and mobility. Still breathing full inhales and exhales. Relax your shoulders and your jaw and your forehead. Flexing your foot back, press your heel up towards the ceiling, and then cross it over, ankle bone onto your quad. Again, taking your fingers to your hips and your low ribs, middle finger and thumb on each side. Decide if the hips and the rib cage are equidistant and adjust. As you flex your left ankle, bringing the right knee in, relax your arms, tighten your stomach muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Place that right foot on the floor. Lift your left leg back up, extend your knee. Flex or point your foot. Take your leg down to the ground. Relax it. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your fingers around your shin. Pull that right knee out to the right towards your armpit. Slide that left leg out to the left, and your heel may go off your mat. May not. Point your left toes. Breathing. Take another deep inhale. Bring it back to the midline, exhale. Cross over. Take that right knee all the way over to the left. Use your left hand to guide your knee down. Take your right arm to the ceiling. And then open it out for the other half of that T. And your hand may or may not touch the floor. Turning your gaze to the ceiling or to the right. You can keep your eyes closed. Turning your nose in that direction. Separate your right fingers. Open your palm. Extend your elbow. Elbow works the same way, extension and flexion. So straighten your elbow, extend it. Long inhale. And exhale, roll onto your back. Put your feet on the floor. Move your hips to the middle. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze them in, rock side to side. And then either roll to your side and press up or rock and roll forward and back. Come up to seated. Okay. I am going to sit on my blocks, but you can sit on the bolster or a blanket or on the floor. I just prefer to sit this way so that my feet don't fall asleep and my knees don't hurt. Sitting tall, close your eyes. Find your anchor, breath, touch, or sound. Taking a full inhale and exhale. Reaching your arms up in a big circle. Inhale, reach up. Pressing your palms together, slide them down to heart center. Again, reach up, inhale. Bring them down to heart center. One more time, reach up. This time, crossing your right arm over your left thigh and your left hand behind you. Use your leg for some leverage to twist. Look over your shoulder. Inhale, reach up to center. Switch sides as you exhale. And we're going to do that with our breath, not my breath. You're going to do that with your breath. Feel free to close your eyes. One more time in each direction. Reach up one more time to center. Exhaling, take your hands down and behind your back. Tuck your chin, interlace your fingers. Pulling your hands down and then lifting your arms away from your back. You can round and fold over, or you can stay seated up. This shoulder position and a rounded spine go together. So a neutral spine, it's fine, but it's not the best position for that shoulder. And then let go. Sweep your arms up again, inhale. Taking your right elbow under your left in front of you into eagle arms. Taking hand into hand. Pulling your elbows down only till you feel a stretch through your upper traps and neck. And you can tuck your chin here and fold if you'd like. Just keep breathing. Lifting back up, inhale. Let go. Sweep your arms up to the ceiling, inhale. Taking your hands down and behind you. Again, interlace your fingers, tuck your chin. Drawing your arms back. You can round and fold. I'm just saying you can. You don't have to, right? We're adults. We can make our own decisions. Try things out. Doesn't work. Don't do it. Inhale, sit back up, reach up. Left elbow under right. Left elbow under right into eagle arms. Your golden beak is in front of you. Drawing your elbows down, rounding, and you can fold if that feels right for your upper traps and shoulder blades and shoulders. Coming back up, let go. Sweep your arms up again, inhale. And touch your palms together. Slide your hands down to heart center and roll to hands and knees. And we'll come into tabletop. Move your blocks over to the side if you're using them, or your bolster. Rounding and arching with your breath. Exhaling, round. Pressing back into child's pose. Find your anchor. Pressing up into tabletop. If you'd like to do a down dog, go for it. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and press back. Stretch out your calves. Walk the dog. Draw your waist in. Tuck your chin a little, or just hang your head. Coming down and sitting back. Ooh, that was my knee. That was weird. Okay, it just popped. Okay. Okay, so I don't love toe foot things. I mean, I don't really need them, but some people do. So we're going to do a foot thing here. I don't know if this is even possible. Don't hurt your ankles. You're just going to lean back on the tops of your feet and maybe lift your knees or not. Who knows how far you can go back. There's some crazy foot things. If you look on Instagram and yoga, we're not doing that. All right, and then lean forward into tabletop. You're going to tuck your toes under and then sit back onto your heels. And see how that feels. Just for a second. And then we're going to come forward again. Now this is one of my favorite things to do, although weird. You're going to slap the tops of your feet on the mat. And then back to down dog. In Qigong, when Jordan taught, he did a lot of that slapping the skin and swinging your arms around to slap your kidneys. I really did enjoy that. Okay, anyways, moving on. Walk forward towards your hands. Lengthening your spine, come up halfway, inhale, looking forward, lift your gaze, and then stand with a neutral spine all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead, take a full inhale. Drop your right hand down by your side and reach over with your left arm. Take your right arm up and your left arm down and just take a big stretch over. Come back up to center, inhale. Bringing your arms down by your sides and pausing for a moment. Step back with your right foot and turn to the long end of your mat. Turn your toes forward, put your hands to your waist. Inhale, lift your gaze, firm your quads, maybe a little back bend, and then fold forward. Hanging over, grab opposite elbows or put your hands on the floor. A little baby bend in the knees if you lock them out. Grab opposite elbows and hang. Relax your neck. See how that goes. If that doesn't work out, just put your hands down for some support. But with each inhale and exhale, maybe relax a little bit more into your forward fold. Maybe. Breathing deeply. Draw in your Uddiyana Bandha, your low belly, and your Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor. Inhaling, press your hands into the mat. Look around, find your blocks. Grab them. Put one in each hand. Yes. And we're going to walk them over to our right foot. And we're going to turn to face the short end of the mat with our feet wide. Drop down to your left knee and sink down into a hip flexor stretch. So the blocks are going to stay under your hands, or you can bring your elbows to your knee. Think left hip flexor stretching. Placing your hands on your blocks if they're not. Move your right block and hand over to the inside on the big toe side of that right foot. Heel toe your right foot off of your mat diagonally, so your toes are going to be turned off your mat, but your heel's on. And then move your foot all the way over so your toes are off your mat, your right toes. Drop down to your left elbow on your block. Left elbow down. Let that right knee open a little bit diagonally, just so you feel a stretch in your hip and your inner thigh. Draw your waist in. Let your left arm carry the weight, your elbow, of your torso. Take another full inhale. And exhale. Put your hands back up onto your blocks. Heel toe that right foot back onto your mat. Tuck your back toes under and lift your knee. Walk to the middle. Okay, walk to the middle. Now your blocks can be high or low or medium. I'm going to go high on mine. So you're going to keep your right hand on your block and you're going to sweep your left arm up to the ceiling and you're going to sashay your hips over to the right, lifting your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to take that right hand down onto your block. Just adjust the block to where it needs to be for you. And then you're going to lift the left arm and sashay your hips over to the left, lifting your gaze towards the ceiling. Repeat one more time on each side, keeping your left hand on the block, lifting your right arm up, sashay your hips over, and down again. One more time, left arm up, and down. Walking the blocks over to your left foot and turning, lift your back heel, drop down to your knee. Sinking your right hip flexor forward. Until you feel a good stretch. I didn't finish my sentence. Breathing into the front of the right hip. And then we're going to come down to that right elbow. Move your blocks to the inside. Heel toe that left foot off so your toes are off the mat and heel is on. And then bring your right elbow down. Let that left knee open a little on the diagonal. Draw your waist in. Breathing. Okay, we're going to press back up. You could move your blocks over. We're going to make our way to seated, not anything fancy. You're just going to come down and sit. Okay, now we have a strap. I just want you to grab it. You have a strap? Yes? No? Yes? No? Okay, I'll get it for you. I got it. Okay, so I want you to take the strap and make it into a big loop, Yeah, you're good without it? Okay. So you're going to make it into a big loop. And then just set it down. You don't need one? Okay, good. So we're seated, so big loop, and then put it to the side. Okay. Extending your, nope, don't extend. Okay, so you're going to bend your left knee and tuck your ankle bone under your hamstring. And then you're going to pull that right heel right up to your foot. And you're going to tuck your legs in nice and tight next to your mula bandha. You're leaning over to the left thigh. So the left thigh is on the floor. You're going to take that right knee out a little bit to start. Reaching your right arm forward. Turn your thumb down. So internally rotate your shoulder. You're going to go around your shin. And then that left hand is going to go back and behind, and you might find your fingers. And if not, it doesn't matter. You can just put your hand on the floor out to the side. So I'll just switch legs real fast. So my left hand is going to be on the ground if I can't reach, like pushing down into the floor. Okay. Then you're going to tuck your chin and turn your chin to the left. And you just fold it over a little bit. Because you're holding onto your leg, you're just going to push it out slightly. This is specifically for your upper trap, your right upper trap. Yes? And breathe. And then we're going to come out of that gracefully. All right. Before we switch sides, extend your legs out straight. Take your blocks. Place them behind you. Not next to your butt. Slide that block back. Slide it back. As you lower down, the block should hit like your rib cage. So be pretty far from your low back. So when you lay back, your head is supported and your rib cage is supported, but the block is not pressing into your low back. The block should definitely be under your shoulder blades. If you'd like to reach your arms up overhead and take a big stretch, or remove the block under your head, go for it and let your head hang back. Interlacing your fingers under your head, around the back of your head. Pull your elbows up towards the ceiling, like you're squeezing them, your forearms into your temples. Use your arms to bring your chin into your chest. And then put an elbow down, and you're going to press yourself up. You can keep the blocks right there. Sitting up, pull your right ankle under your left hamstring. So tuck that leg under there. Slide your left heel up to meet your foot. You're going to be leaning over to that right side. Left butt cheek is off the floor. You're going to reach forward with that left hand. Turn your thumb down. Go around your shin. And then your right hand might find your left. But if it doesn't, you're just going to keep your left elbow bent, hold onto your leg, and use your right hand to press down. Then, tuck your chin, turn your chin to the right, and tuck it. Draw in your Uddiyana Bandha, and keep breathing. Soften your jaw. This pose is called Marichyasana B, named after the sage Marichi. He has like 6 different poses, or maybe 8, I don't know, I only know 4 of them. Lifting up, extending your legs again, and we're just going to lay right back onto those blocks into modified fish. And maybe you want to let your head hang back this time. Take a big stretch through your front rib cage. As you fully inhale, breathe into your front ribs. Using your fingers or your hands to interlace them around your head, to bring your chin into your chest. I really enjoy doing that. And then putting an elbow down and sitting on up. You're going to grab your strap, put the whole loop around your body. Move those blocks out of the way, but near you. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. You're going to take the big loop over your ankles and around and under your feet. And then you're going to tighten it. And if you just grab on to the tail and just pull it, it will tighten it. So just grab on and pull it. Enough so that your feet are supported without you having to like hold on to them. Okay, as you lay back, your feet are going to come in closer, so make sure they're not so close that you can't actually lay back. And then you're going to take one of your blocks. You can just lay here. You don't have to do anything else. If this is too much on your inner thighs, the blocks are going to go under your knees to support them. But if you like the stretch, you're just going to let them fall open. You could also take the block, if you're not using them for your knees, and put one under your head. On a medium setting, so that your chin is tucked, and then roll your head back and forth. Now I realize I've done 2 separate things. We're doing like Badakanasana, and you might need the blocks under your knees. So if you don't have 3 blocks, we're going to just remove the strap, extend the legs, and do the neck thing. So you just bring your feet up towards the ceiling, slide the strap off, and extend your legs out straight. Rolling your head back and forth on the block. Is also optional. Everything's optional, right? Death and taxes. The only 2 things that aren't optional. When you're done with your head on the block, rolling back and forth, you're going to remove it. Lower your head to the floor. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. And end with some windshield wipers back and forth. You can take your bolster, if you'd like, and slide it under your knees. Low or high, you can turn it on its edge and place it under your knees. Finding your favorite position for rest. Find your anchor. Close your eyes. Take a full inhale. And exhale. Stretch your jaw. I'm going to read to you guys from Meditations from the Mat. And this is day 138. Just a paragraph, just one paragraph. Perfect firmness of body, steadiness of intelligence, and benevolence of spirit. That sounds great, but how do I get it? Stephen King says, writing equals ass in chair. I would go on to say that asana equals feet on mat. We encounter our first obstacle to asana practice off the mat in the form of our endless array of reasons for not practicing today. I generally practice first thing in the morning for just that reason. As the day goes on, I am at increased risk of talking myself out of it. I know all the excuses and then some. And so I tell my students, plan your week around your practice sessions. Develop yoga buddies and make yoga dates. Do a little yoga a lot instead of doing a lot a little. Apply the yamas and the niyamas on the mat. Buy some cool yoga clothes. Get the props you need. Buy a good mat. Make it fun. Go to weekend workshops if you can. Take a yoga vacation. You don't need to make yoga practice your life, but do make it a part of your life. Give the opportunity you have been given the respect that it is due. Take a full inhale. And exhale. Moving your fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. Stretching, take another deep inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then draw your knees in. Rock a little side to side. You're going to roll to your right. Use your right arm like a pillow under your head. Draw your knees in. Just resting on your right arm with your eyes closed. Thank you so much for disconnecting for an hour from your technology and duties so that you could connect to yourself. Body, mind, spirit. Placing your left hand down onto the floor, pressing up into any seated position. Close your eyes. Bring your hands into your lap. Taking your right ear toward your right shoulder, chin to chest, and left ear over to the left. And then back around again. Bringing your head to neutral. Sweep your arms up, inhale. Press your palms together, and exhale, slide your hands down to heart center, thumbs to sternum, Anjali Mudra, lower your chin a bit. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for practicing, letting me guide you, and for being present. Lokaha samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. Namaste. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you later.